See how I'm moving right now? That's the slimes moving me. I'm actually not touching anything. There's just so many pushing me around, I can't have any control over where I'm going. Today's idea is going to be one of the stupidest I've done in a long time. So if you like stupid, go ahead and subscribe because it's the one thing I never seem to run out of. On Twitter, someone messaged me and showed me how they do 400 damage per hit, and I thought, well, I only do 100 damage per hit, so I can still do better. Basically, the breakdown looks like this. Currently, I do this much damage, I attack this quickly. Lots of damage, lots of explosions. And I need to consume 4 of these orbs to get 1 damage. Just 1. Which in itself is a pretty slow process because you've got to go like this, again and again and again. Anyways, I thought it would be fun to aim for something like 1000 damage per swing, 10 times what we have now, so this should take literally all day. And spawning 1 boss means we get 4 orbs, 1 damage. We need to add about 1000 damage, we're gonna need 1000 bosses spawned, which is probably gonna destroy my entire base and everything I've worked for so far, but I think it's gonna be worth it. To do this, I'm probably just gonna work at spawning all of the bosses. They all need slightly different things to spawn. The only common ingredient is star fragments. Those are easy enough to get. First thing we're gonna do, make one of the slime sigils. We're going to summon the slime boss down near the lighthouses. He's going to spawn slimes. I'm going to see if that's a viable way to get lots of slimes. Someone recommended that to me. I think it might work. We're going to murder so many things. It's going to make me very happy. One potential downside to this is a slime very well could start breaking lighthouses, but that's a risk I'm willing to take right now. I'm just going to kind of box them in so that way when he starts spawning slimes, they won't get away. They need to be near the lighthouses for this to potentially work. And while we're at it, let's just remove the other things. That way they have maximum room to spawn and play. 1 slime. Coming up. Okay, he sits there. I'm not going to do anything to hurt him. I don't have anything that is going to hurt him. Hopefully he gives me some slimes, and they give me more slimes. Oh, he can hop right out of here. Well, I think he'll come towards me at least. And there's our first bit of little red slimes. I got to be careful to aim away. They give me 38, 78. So yeah, this would be a pretty good way of gathering slimes. I like this already. I don't want to hit the big slime because I will kill him pretty quick. He's the weakest of the bosses and I'm already a little overpowered. I lost a few of my lighthouses. I guess that was the slime that did that. I'll kind of worry about that later, I guess. I don't really have a choice right now. But I've only been at this part for a few short seconds and we have 223 slimes. I feel like that number's incorrect. I noticed a whole bunch dropping when I kill these guys. A little bit hard to see behind all the lighthouses, but I'm seeing some pretty big numbers. Did you know he gets faster when he's alive for too long? I had no idea. Normally I try and kill these things pretty quick. And the more lighthouses he destroys, the less viable this is going to be, but he is spawning slimes faster, so alright, this is a pretty viable strategy. I'm going to kill him for now so he stops annoying me. I'm going to build this up a little bigger and better, and we're going to work on a few other things along the way. I'll replace those precious lighthouses as soon as I get half price building. So from that little test, I'm already able to make an entire 2 slime sigils. I'm actually only limited by star fragments, so I mostly need electronics and jelly. I'm also going to need to add an entire furnace just for doing endless royal steel, which is going to get really expensive really fast, but as it is, we can make 4.7 thousand. Alright, actually, this won't be as bad as I thought. I'm going to put a second furnace on royal steel just so we can actually get this done at some point. Now while I'm waiting endlessly for my furnaces to make the stuff I need, I'm going to go in search of these fire rods that everyone keeps telling me about. The fire temple, probably not a coincidence, so I'm going to run through here. It's probably going to be very hard to defeat all the enemies and get the fire rod that's presumably at the end of it. And here's the boss. Now I recognize him from in the Void Biome. You make it far enough down there, these guys will start spawning. Anyways. He's not really that tough because my damage is already way too high. And I actually got an achievement for that. An entire dungeon without taking any damage, which is funny because I wasn't trying to get that. It just kind of happened. That's not a fire rod, that's a fire seal. Oh, and another one of these. Only I could complete the fire temple without finding a fire rod. I'm sure it's still in here somewhere. Found it. It was in a tucked away corner. Use it to blast objects and enemies. And that looks something like that. Actually like that. That fires a lot of fireballs. But how much damage does it do? It actually does a lot. It's doing double what my sword is doing already. 200 damage. Like that. So I'm assuming it also rises with my damage. That's alright. Let's see if we can upgrade it. Before we get to that, I've got to replace my structures. Now the fire rod can still be upgraded to the meteor rod using all this stuff, which I happen to have because I've just been collecting garbage for many hours. Much more powerful than the fire rod. We'll see about that. Now this looks like... oh. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna like this a lot. But what kind of damage does it do? Yeah, 200 again, but it does 200s like this. Right, I wish I'd found this a while ago. Thank you, comment section. Maybe it isn't true what they say about you guys after all. That seems to be the limit for the upgrades for the fire rod, and I'm okay with that because this thing's going to be a lot of fun. I'm definitely making progress on our slime sigils. I'm going to collect some star fragments right now because I need these to start making sigils too. That's going to be a process in itself. I have 72 star scrolls currently. That might be enough. I'm going to fire off maybe 10 of these. We'll see what that gives us. And yes, I'm going to do it near my lighthouses. And yes, it's probably going to destroy some things. Sacrifices must be made. Yep, that definitely got a lighthouse. And conveniently landed right here, in the water, which means I lost a lighthouse and I didn't get a star. So let's try it again. Oh, this one's coming in a good spot, and that one also hit the water. So if they hit the water, you get nothing. But you know what? I'm pretty sure I'm still better off doing it this way. All I need is like 1-2 stars to land in a good spot around the lighthouses, and I'll get way more than if I spawn them away from the lighthouses. That one might land on land. Yep, that counts. What I do know is that I can now make 9 of these. So we're going to go half here, half at the other one, and then we'll just keep on making these as quick as we can. Turns out the fire rod can obliterate even the items and resources, so all I gotta do is go like this to clear an area and I get all the stuff. Which is handy because anything I destroy now can potentially give me starfalls. I'm now really excited for just how ridiculous this video is going to get. And this isn't even the beginning of it yet. We're going to do 10 times this damage pretty soon. I think I'm basically going to have to make more of these things. I don't even know what they're called, but the sigils are so slow to make and I'm going to need over 1,000 of them. I'm going to need more. So far so good. It's been about an hour and we've already got almost 50 slime sigils. We are going to start to run into some complications though, because in order for me to get either starfalls, which I need, or slimes, which I need, I'm going to potentially lose lighthouses because both of those things break them. And I need the lighthouses to get the quantity of items I need, so I need to be very careful when I do this. Looks like we're already to that point where I'm going to need more slime, so that means I need to bring that idiot back. Hopefully he doesn't get too far and just gives me lots of slimes without breaking the lighthouses. I'm actually going to hold my shovel out because I don't want to swing any weapons or tools for fear of killing him. The biggest problem for me right now is trying to see past the lighthouses. I wish they were just a little bit more invisible. Managing to get a lot of slimes to spawn though. As long as I kite them around in the inside, they don't seem to hurt the lighthouses too bad. And they don't really damage me because my dodge chance is so high. Basically now, I'm going to run around in circles while it spawns an incredible amount of slimes, then I'll kill them all at that point because, well, might as well just let them go with it. This is easy enough for me. Things are starting to get a little bit out of hand here and I'm starting to lose lighthouses, so flame rod away! I was hoping that'd be a little bit more dramatic, but I feel like we're going to get a lot of slimes out of this deal. Only about 216,000, so I think we're pretty good in the slime department for a while. And we're back to needing star fragments, so I'm going to spawn them apparently 2 at a time and just hope that I don't lose too many lighthouses as I lose a lighthouse. Before I do that anymore, I'm getting the cosmic amulet, that way I get the maximum amount of resources. If I'm going to be sacrificing lighthouses, I need to be getting every last one. And there it is, it's just that easy, that is the final one, so I should be getting as many resources as possible. I've determined that the biggest bottleneck in my production is now electronics, so I've added 2 more factories that are just going to infinitely make electronics, and I might still make another 10 just to get this done. Look how fast I attack now that I have double speed again. Can't even see that thing moving anymore. You know what? I've never actually solved this puzzle before. And that was easy. A whole new chest. What do we got? I need a key. And one of these. Bows don't consume arrows. If I ever use my bow, I might actually care. I'm mostly just happy I can remove these now. Did you know that shooting this statue endlessly gives you money for some reason? 5 factories of electronics isn't enough. We need more. Luckily, they're still not really expensive to build, so I'm going to build another, I don't know, 5 maybe? I'm going to try and keep them in range of the power plants. There's another 5 for now, which means we're going to be burning through royal steel at an alarming rate, so we're going to need a lot more of that. Another 5 furnaces for now, should be able to keep up, but I'll keep an eye on it. You think if I give this very important engineer 10 royal steel, he'll let me have his factory? The one that the monsters already ate? No factory, but I did get a chest, which gives me a spirit orb. Never seen one of those before. We're officially 1/3 of the way there, and I really just can't tell you how fun it is waiting endlessly for things to be done. Want to see something neat? Look how fast I can spawn skeletons now. Pretty fast. And then I can blow them up this fast, getting me a whole bunch of bones and not much else. Things are still going too slow, so I'm making more sigil makers. Using up all of my star scrolls that I've been making forever, we're up to 1.82 thousand star fragments, which should be enough to finish this. I just need a little bit more slime. Listen to the sound it makes when you get too many slimes. Alright, let's add a little bit of fire to the situation. Oh, that was alarmingly easy. Okay, great. 1 or 2 hours later, and here we are, 1004 slime sigils. Sorry, 1040 slime sigils. I know I said 1,000, but you can't have too much of a good thing. When the time comes, I'm going to release them right here. What I'm going to do before that, however, is make a big moat of water because I don't think they can jump across a large body of water. I might be wrong, but I don't really want them to go tear apart my base if I can help it. The battleground is set, surrounded by a space of 5 waters, with the exception of the NPCs, of course. If the slimes make it to their islands, so be it. I never liked the NPCs anyway. As soon as daybreak happens, we'll have 1,000 boss slimes jumping all over this island. And I was smart enough to get some of the dragon filter, whatever it's called, which gives me extra dodge chance. That way as I'm spawning 1,000 bosses, they don't kill me. That may or may not work. Just about done. That means it's time to get ready. One thing I'm going to do is move the slime sigil to the toolbar. That way I should be able to spawn the slimes while moving. That way they won't hopefully kill me right away. Anything I can do to survive, because once there's 1,000 of them, they're going to do a lot of damage. And that looks like it's bright enough to me. First thing we do, drink the potion. And off we go. There we go, spawning some slimes. Ooh, it's already acting very weird. The game doesn't like this one bit so far, but we've got about another 1,000 to go still. Outstanding. Little black thing at the top of the screen. I can't move anymore. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We've got 100 of them down. The game doesn't like this one little bit. I was hoping we get more than this before the game really imploded on itself, but we'll see if we get a few more in there. At the same time, I probably shouldn't bone the game too bad because I do have to load back in should I die. It's like a wave of jelly, and it sounds so weird. They are getting onto the water, but just a few of them. Oh, right, I think I might have to take care of these a few at a time. I'm not really sure how to deal with this. The situation has quickly escaped my control. They're multiplying so quick that it's really going to bone the game. All right, well, we're laid down a little over 100, almost 200 in fact, so let's see if we can hit them with the fire rod and clean this up just a bit. Actually, yeah, the game doesn't mind that at all. Very well optimized, and we're getting some chests already. Is that all of the bosses already? It can't be. Must be. One of the other things now too is I can open the chests way faster than I used to be able to, so this process shouldn't be too bad. But then again, I've still got to spawn another 900 slimes, and yeah. Pretty soon I'll even be able to move again. Okay, as soon as I got my freedom, I moved up a little bit, and we reverted back to the red slimes, because there were still a few of the bosses alive. Fire right away. And that took care of them. Now green slimes left, we'll take care of them, and then we'll take care of all these chests, and then we'll spawn some more and do it again. You know what, since it's still daylight, we'll just start spawning the slimes again. I don't want to remove all the chests and then spawn the slimes. We'll just let them all go at once. What could possibly go wrong with that? They seem to have this fun idea when they gang up on me like this, where I can't move anymore. I'm basically stuck in a corner where they can all jump on me if they want to, and I get a little bit of movement here and there. We're also down to about 20 frames per second. But if we're not hitting one, we're not trying hard enough. Something died. Not sure how that happened. Down to 12 frames per second. The game is still running way better than I thought it would. Alright, now that we're down to 10, 12 frames a second, let's clean up a little bit of our mess and gather some chests. This right here was more or less about the result I expected. I just didn't know the fire rod would be so handy. Safe to say I'm sufficiently surrounded by chests. This is still gonna take so long. If I had to do the chests the old way, I would probably be quitting right now because I just wouldn't have the time to open these. Alright, I've now collected about 1,500 orbs. That means we've got about, I don't know, 3,000 left to go according to my numbers. I think it's just going to be faster in the long run if they do have a bunch of free real estate to run around in. I don't care if they destroy my base at this point. Now that looks something like this. They'll basically have, I don't know, 4 or 5 times the room. That's just fine. Potion up. Let's see if we can get all of these to spawn at once. 723. Can we do it? But as long as they're not all on the screen at the same time, the game should be able to handle it. 600 to go. You know, it's kind of strange. As long as they have all this extra room and don't spawn too many of the little slimes, yeah, there it goes. It was actually working pretty good for a minute. Yeah, we got some frame rate back. I'm spawning more slimes. Give me an inch, I'll take a mile. This would be so much easier if we could spawn the bosses that didn't spawn the little slimes. Without those, we'd be laughing. But I don't know. There's probably several thousand things on the map right now. Yep, look at them all. I think that works out to about 300 bosses on the map. We're down to 3-4 frames per second, so the game's not really liking this. We definitely couldn't get any more than this. I can't even find my cursor and all that. So let's add fire. The game's probably not going to like this very much either, but it's going to take care of the slimes in a big hurry. Still haven't taken any damage yet, really. Might have taken a bit. I gotta remember to keep moving when I use the fireballs next time, because I'm just going to get swarmed with chests right away. Even now that I've defeated all the bosses on screen and all the slimes turned green, we're still down to 30 frames per second. And yeah, I've created a simple macro just to open chests for me. I made it free of my first chest prison. Hopefully we'll get out of here and we'll be able to circle around and not get stuck in another one of those for at least another minute. Ooh, this is going to be fun. Watch all the slimes die. Whoa, okay. The fireballs can't even penetrate them all. That's the best part. As soon as I move to the right, I bet we're going to find more red bosses and the frame rate's going to drop. Well, I was half right. The frame rate's dropping. There they are. I knew they couldn't be far. As long as I keep moving, I hopefully won't get stuck. Not the worst thing I've ever done. Only 417 left to spawn. And, I accidentally did this. Don't ask me how it happened. Don't even worry about it. Whatever. That's in the way now. Alright, this time I'm going to try and get all 417 of the bosses to spawn. For some reason, I'm feeling fairly confident I can do it. Mostly because I learned a little bit from last time. If I kind of go up and down in rows, hopefully most of them will get off the screen before the rest of them show up again. Or they'll follow me across the screen anyway. Well, it was worth a try. Kinda working. So far we got 150-ish down. As long as we run away from them, essentially, actually. I think it might actually work. Starting to run into a bit of a roadblock. Only 200 left to spawn, and we're at 21 frames per second. So far. I should have given myself just a little bit more map room. That would have given me all the space I need to spawn these, but only 90 left. I think we can do this. Oh, they're coming in from both sides now. This isn't going to be good for the frame rate at all. See how I'm moving right now? That's the slimes moving me. I'm actually not touching anything. There's just so many pushing me around, I can't have any control over where I'm going. Well, let's add just a little bit of fire to hopefully clear out just a little bit of space for me to work with. I've got to get moving to be able to spawn more. I just can't do it here. There's actually so many little ones right now, they're absorbing all my fireballs. Like, I can't even make any progress against these. And I've accidentally started killing the big ones because I can't really see anything at all, so a bunch of chests are about to land and I can't really do anything about it. Good news though, I have found my cursor again. Haven't seen it in a while. Also can't see much of anything because I'm up in the most inconvenient place ever. Hey, look at that. We must be getting close. We're up to 3,160 orbs. I've earned myself an inch of freedom, so let's go see if we can finish off the rest of the slimes without getting too boxed in. It's all about the big ones. As long as I let my fireballs do all the work and keep my distance, I think I'll actually get away with this. I just really don't want the chest to punch up again. Too much work. Though I might have actually got most of the bosses up in my little corner anyways. I'm not seeing any over here. Yeah, they all managed to make their way all the way up to me conveniently, right where I didn't want them. We have only 73 bosses left to go. We've already got 4,110 orbs. So this shouldn't take long at all. There's 70 bosses on the ground. The game actually doesn't really skip a beat at that point, and we'll just go ahead and kill them all while moving, of course. Well, I got them all killed. That's the main thing. And that's the last orb, which means we have a total of 4,410-ish. Which should add a modest 1,000 and change attack power to what's already way too much damage. So if anyone needs me, I'll be here for the next hour doing this. Just this. 4,000 times. And this should about be the last of them. And let's not eat all of those. Those are important. Turns out eating 4,000 goddamn orbs takes an hour and a half straight of just eating. Nothing else, just eating. And now the big moment. How much damage do we do? We'll start with the sword. 1.2 thousand. So we went from about 100 damage per swing to 1200 damage per swing, over 10 times as much, and we can do it that fast. Then how about our fire rod? It did seem to do different damage in the sword. 2.4 thousand per hit, 4.8 thousand. I guess it depends on how many fireballs hit. Anyways, lots of damage, way too much. Probably about enough to one-shot everything. A few fireballs set out and I follow them and it's going to clear out absolutely everything in front of them. According to my inventory, my sword does 5,393 damage. Not sure where it's getting that from. And the meteor rod, 2,412. Again, the numbers seem a little off. I'm not sure how those are calculated, but that's just what my inventory tells me. But what's the point of all this damage if we can't put it to the test? Let's summon a slime. The boss slime. We've already killed a lot of these. Oh, good news! I managed to defeat the slime. I'm pretty sure that was my ballista that did that, and they must get damage upgrades along with me. So we're going to remove that one, summon a slime, and then hopefully hit it with my sword before something else kills it. Can I one-shot it? One shot kills the slime. This is good progress. It is the weakest of the bosses though. So next on the list we have the skeleton idiot. There he is, looking good. One hit, 2 hits. Okay, 2 hits still, pretty good. I was really hoping for one, but you know, I've already spent a lot of time doing this. So we'll just have to see how the beat goes. The hardest of the bosses. 1, 2, 3 hits. Is it bad that I'm still disappointed in this result despite the fact I was doing this all day?